trend will make your righteousness bend till you ultimately break. You leave a mark you can't erase. The trap is so hard to escape from cliches and decay. It's a dangerous game that you play, denying reality spitefully. Something they're awake when they're blind. Something they're free thinkers when they're narrow-minded. Some have a myopic mentality, which leads to a life of banality. Pretentiousness, senseless originality, flaws they can't see. This toxic trend will make your rationality fracture. You're walking on thin ice, the cracks and facts you choose to ignore. There's emptiness inside your shore. The group has so much allure. It's a dangerous game you play, denying reality spitefully. Some expect something for nothing. Some will let the rivers run dry, searching for what they can't find inside. Some are condescending, disguised as defenders of the unaware. Some mistake their enemies for friends. Some can't see the forest through the trees. The chains give them comfort and keep them insane. The sanctimonious contagious. This toxic trend will make your righteousness bend till you ultimately break. Leave a mark you can't erase. The trap is so hard to escape from cliches and decay. It's a dangerous game that you play, denying reality spitefully. Maybe I'm a ghost. I try my utmost to help you see. You wanted nothing from me. I'm building a tower to the sky, so I won't be mystified. With my feet on the ground, I won't make a sound. I wanted more, you wanted less. I guess it was just a coin toss. I must be a ghost because I don't know who I am. Being a ghost you're not recognized, it's not glamorized. You can't relate to people who can't relate to you. I know just what to do. I'm decisive. How can I fucking be enticing to you? Maybe I'm a ghost. I try my utmost to help you see. You wanted nothing from me. Maybe it's 'cause you can't fucking say me. The dead stay living, the rest stay fleeting. We can't rely on our vision, it's heading. It's heading, when will I see it? Alright, I'll start this song. This song's called Wearing Other Faces. Pack your shit and get the fuck out. I don't give a fuck what you're talking about. I didn't know that you could sing this song. Will you be able to forget the regret and wearing someone else's face? How can you taste what life is like? We're getting sick of all the shit. Your bullet's aimless and you're shameless. Pack your shit and get the fuck out. I don't give a fuck what you're talking about. You're wearing someone else's face. Can't you embrace who you really are? Or have you ventured too far? I rack my brain till it drives me insane, trying to figure out whose face you're wearing. The truth is staring and it's glaring. You can just give up the fight. Your secrets aren't airtight. We're moving forward. Do you want to get left behind? We're accepting the fact we can't rewind. I don't want the drama, and I'm tired of the trauma. Pack your shit and get the fuck out. I don't give a fuck what you're talking about. Can we be real and say exactly how we feel? Can we finally stop traveling miles and find what we're looking for? You're wearing someone else's face, and it won't erase who you really are. I see through the faces who you really are.
So, we're here with Jon Lipshaw. Thank you for coming out, man.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, it was a pleasure to play here.
So what you got going on music-wise this year?
Just working on a new EP or LP. Maybe try and get a side project together, so I'm not just doing solo music. I'm pretty open-minded, but regardless, I'm going to get solo music out there.
So you were a touring drummer before. Are you looking to do any of that again, or just focusing on the solo projects and new music projects?
I'm open-minded to it. I toured with a band called Fight Fair from California, and we did a month-long tour with pretty notable artists like Mod Sun and Johnny Craig. That was probably the most notable thing I did, but I was a fill-in drummer for a month-long tour. And I played in a couple of other bands, but yeah, and with vocals and stuff, I've always done that, but it was always hard to do drums and vocals. So yeah, the first time I ever did drums and vocals, I was 15, but it was kind of hard to, I always struggled with the lyrics. I had to grow up enough to write real lyrics. When I was 15, I just couldn't think of, good topics to write about. I feel like when I started writing songs, the first time I wrote a song all on my own without a band helping me, I've always contributed lyrically, ever since I was a teenager. But when I wrote on my own, I was 23 when I wrote my first song. And that was when I felt like I had the articulation and the vocabulary and understood poetry enough to write a song at that point. So it was kind of like, it was the lyrics that kind of took me a while that's what held me back from becoming a solo artist, which I would have done it sooner. But yeah, playing in a band is always a struggle. I think for a lot of people, I'm sure we can all relate that it's hard to get people together because they flake out and stuff. So now it's just easy to rely on yourself.
So where do you record your music?
That last Dangerful EP, the 5-song EP, I did that all on my own through, I actually used a mic, this SM58, to do the vocals. But pretty much, long story short, I did it all myself. But then I also got mixed and mastered through my brother. But then the stuff previous to that, that's on my Instagram, Spotify, and YouTube, was actually recorded with my brother as well. And then one song was actually recorded with Jimmy, who Copens, who does the Commodore Grill, I think on Saturdays. I don't know if you all are familiar with him, but that song turned out great, and I had a session guitar player. It's called Misapprehension. That's the name of the song. Definitely a really different sounding song, and that song, I feel like having that session guitar player play bass and guitar, it really brought that song to life. And that's definitely worth checking out if you're into hearing something a little different, which I come from a little bit of a different music scene, and it was a little bit more rock and roll, not so much country. And I love country and I love all genres, but that's probably why I have maybe a different sound that I keep hearing people say.
And then anything that you want to tell the audience?
I would just say live and let live, and kind of that's kind of like my philosophy on life, and I'm kind of, I'm always kind of minding my own business, and don't be a hater on other people. Just kind of like understand that we're all going through tough things in life, and that's pretty much it. I just feel like we just need a lot more people to support each other and be nice to one another, and that would be my message, my ending message, I think. Hopefully that's a good message.
Yeah. Well, do you want to answer the last question, a favorite or least favorite lyric?
I can say my most favorite lyric. My least favorite lyric I would disposed of, and it's long gone. Well, my deepest lyric would be that first song, Toxic Trend. It's about how good people can do bad things at times. There's this thing called the Milgram experiment that I looked into, and it was, I'm not going to explain it all, but it's basically how, I wrote that in 2020, and everybody was kind of like, wanted to judge who was good and who was bad, and it's really hard to tell who is good and who is bad, because good people can do bad things at times, and bad people do bad things, of course. So that's pretty much, that song, Toxic Trend, has very deep lyrics. That's probably my most philosophical, deep lyric song. And to answer your question, that would probably be the one that has the most brain power put into it.
Great. Well, thank you very much for coming out. It's been a pleasure having you, man.
Yeah, and thank you for having me, definitely.